Great, I have returned. And we got a review of the pull request. Yeah. Hey, look at this. So we'll just we'll commit. It's some copy and paste errors there, and we also got one there. And that was it. So pretty good in terms of one, the overview of the pull request is pretty accurate. So like if you're just coming, like if you were not the person who wrote this and you just wanted to get a sense of what the changes were, this probably wouldn't steer you wrong. And actually some good feedback. So yeah, we'll squash and merge this as I am wont to do. Okay. Great. So moving right along, we'll mark this as done. And we will make the first level a little bit more interesting. To which I wrote a few things, which was, oh yeah, I did this at the start of the stream, I think, or did I? I forget. It's been an hour. How could I remember? All right. So anyway, we're gonna close all this stuff. Switch back to main and pull down changes. And reload from disk. Sure. Okay. So close other tabs. There we go. All right. So we want a smaller level. We want no extreme elevation changes. We want some terrain obstacles, like a tree or a creek or some things. And I'm not sure how we're going to do that, but I guess we're going to figure that out. Is this... Perhaps the way to do this is to have separate objects where one represents the areas that the zombies can walk in. And then we have other meshes that are, you know, visual things for the water, for that sort of stuff. I guess whatever mesh that we use that is the thing that they can walk on also needs to include... how's that gonna work? How will that work? Oh yeah, right. So the way this works, right, is that we have this mesh. It has a group that it's in, navigation mesh source group, and it has inside of it a static body 3D that is on the ground on layers 1 and 5. I think layer 5, I don't know that this needs to be on a mask. Well, let me turn that off for like, I want to double check something, but I don't think that needs to have a mask. Like, it doesn't need to collide with things. Things collide with it. Yeah, I think that's fine. And that's because they walk under... Okay, anyway, that's fine. Yep, okay. So, this will be issue 93. I could also... We have this nice little GitHub. Interesting. Notifications, huh? Why would I want that on my sidebar? What is service? Interesting. Yeah, but no. Yes. No, that's GitHub Actions. Didn't I used to have a Oh, it's down here. Yes. Can we see? This is starting to feel less. Oh, there it is. Okay. So if we click this, we can... Oh, interesting. Sign in with more permissions to see projects. Yeah. There we go. So what does this arrow here do? Start working on action, check out topic branch. There we go. That's what I was looking for. That used to be my workflow when we were working on the last project. So, regardless, what are we doing? Besides changing collision masks? I don't know. We're figuring that out, right? So, oh yes, I remember my train of thought. Train of thought was, how does the navigation mesh stuff work, right? And so for that, we go back to the main scene, which is where our navigation region 3D and our navigation mesh live. And so these work by looking for static colliders that are children of nodes with this group. So, if we have trees or other obstacles on the ground that the zombies have to navigate around, those meshes should have navigation mesh source group on them, and they need a static body 3D under them. The ground that is walkable should also have a navigation mesh source group with a static body 3D. We have to essentially have holes in that mesh where we will have non-walkable obstacles. So if we have like a creek or some other landscape-based barrier, I guess there's two ways of doing it, right? So one way is to do the thing I just said, where we just have like a void in the mesh, and then we have a separate mesh that is not in this group. That's kind of awkward. Versus, let's just make the landscape with whatever material, texture on it. And then we can have separate objects for trees that we can place, and we can do that in here instead of having to do that in Blender. If we want to do it that way, then what we do is we make an invisible box, or some like barrier mesh that we, or not even a mesh. We just do a static body node, I guess. Yeah. Right. Static body 3D. Doesn't... Oh, right, because it has to have a collision shape on it. which gives it the shape. So we could, yeah, we can put a static body 3D in the world as a barrier. And so we can, you know, shape them, lengthen them, put a bunch of them to represent where the zombies shouldn't pass through. Seems fine. Yeah, so I think that works. So I guess it's Blender time. Yes, indeed. So we have landscape 1.blend. There it is. Let's delete that. Oh my. Where am I in the world? I don't see anything. Let's see, numpad 7. There we go. Oh, interesting. So what does this mean? Is that the size of the square? 1, 2, 3, 4, so 10 by 10. So each square here is a meter. So then this is a meter. Okay. So how big of an initial level, right? So we were like at a kilometer. We were like, yeah. So each of these squares is 100 meters. So if we add a plane that we do we want to scale this to like, so this is effectively 20 meters by 20 meters. We want to scale that up a bit more. Let's maybe be like, well, I guess 50. There we go. Something like that. And then what? I don't want to do anything too crazy right now, but we can. Oh, let's see. What do? So we can repeat the process that we did last time, where we do subdivision surface. Or thinking. Much thinking. So I think I want to do something where we'll have a scene in which our lone survivor is in the middle of this the map. We will have I guess we will want to have if we're gonna have a creek that is in some way impactful to like pathfinding for the zombies, then I mean realistically, the zombies would just like go through the creek, right? Along the bottom and back up. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We have a bridge. I don't really feel up to trying to model all that right now. So what can we do? actually, just trying to think here about some things. Right. So maybe we can try to do the thing that I tried to do last time with making sculpting work. So, multi-resolution is a modifier that I've not used too much. I've seen tutorials. Oh yeah, so we gotta do the thing. Let's go into edit mode. We will do some loop cuts so that we don't lose the squareness of our mesh when we subdivide. Which is the exact same thing I did last time, except this time I'm going to use this multi-res modifier instead of subdivision surface. There we go. So if I subdivide, I don't know, some number of times. And then we can go into sculpt mode and crease polish, draw sharp. Can I drag this out? No. So what does this do? Yeah, this is more like it. Sort of. That's interesting now. What, so if we're in object mode, okay, want something a bit smoother, so I guess I need to subdivide again. How many subdivisions do we need to have a smooth result? Maybe that many. Let's see, so that's top down. Kind of looking for something that'll mirror our isometric view here. Okay. So then, if I were to add another mesh, scale 50. Okay. I think that might work. So let's add a material. It's the material tab, right? Yeah, cool. Call this ground. And we'll call this ground. It's almost starting to feel like I know what I'm doing, but I don't. Water. How is this going to work? So we want to go back into sculpt mode and I want something. What does this do? Oh, I don't like that. Okay. Yeah. So, and then select a water, and can we just shrink it? Oh, yeah. Object mode. Scale it a bit back. It almost looks intentional. And then the ground, we'll just pick a nice green base color. And the water, we'll pick a nice blue base color. And we'll switch to a mode which gets us something that tells me what I need to do with the ground. What if I do that? Let us take the water and just lower it slightly, so we don't have sea fighting. As much sea fighting. Okay. This is something. Do I want to spend more time making it prettier? I think I don't really... So, like, I know some things. Is it... No. What tab do I want here? Oh, this is a nice tab. And this is the one we were at before. So what was I looking for? I was looking for... I guess the shader editor. There we go. Why... Oh, because of the... There we go. This is what I was looking for. Lots of options that I don't know a lot about. Let's just put it that way. But there are things that we could do there. That I honestly, I probably just need to go back and look at a tutorial on how to do. But I think in terms of just having the level look more interesting, I think this is a good start. So if I save this, and I go back to my 3D viewport, there we go. And I go back to Godot, that's going to re-import the mesh, which has done a thing, right? And where is, yeah. So like right now things are all out of kilter because of course we shrunk the ground. We have So this collision shape can go away. This static body 3D can go away. Yep. The ground needs a static body 3D. And this needs to be in our group to be navigable. And then we need to add a collision shape 3D. And this needs a shape that is going to be a concave polygon shape 3D. Wait. There's a better way of doing this, isn't there? Like if we delete this and we just go to the mesh and we go to mesh and we say create collision shape. Create. There we go. And it creates the static body as well. So let's create the, delete the one that we created, rename this back into place. What is this? What is this? Is there something up here? That's odd. Why? All right. Delete that. Delete that. Yep. Let's try again. Create collision shape. So yeah, static body child. Maybe trimesh is not the right thing. Single convex. Okay. That's better. So if we hide the water, so we can see what's going on, and we hide the ground, well, we can't hide the ground without hiding the collision shape too. Does this mesh match? Doesn't really seem to. The terrain. Let's try more things. Collision shape. Multiple convex. Okay. That seems really weird. Okay, let's delete all that. Save that for now. Let's go back to Blender. What is going on here? I have not a clue why that's behaving that way. Is this a thing where I need to like apply the modifier? I would think that let's save that and go back here. This will re-import, but we can look at the import. Maybe there's some stuff here. If we look at we have to look at the file. So where is the file? There it is. Landscape 1. Import as scene. Oh, I didn't know that. Import as animation library. That might be something worth looking into when we get back to animation stuff again. Light baking. Import path. Blender nodes. Visible all. Visible only. We don't want... What is punctual lights? I don't know. But I think we want to turn off all of those things. Meshes. UVs, normals, export geometry node, instances, tangent, skins, materials. What if we re-import? Oh, no. Yeah, I guess that's fine. That just meant because I had this mesh hidden, it didn't get imported when I re-import. Okay, that's fine. It's good. So if I try to do this again, can we do... Okay, so what does this say? Creates a polygon-based collision shape. This is the most accurate but slowest option. Let's try this. Create. But it does this. What is this? What is it doing? What's this? What's going on? Don't get it. So what if I hide the ground? Oh, I see. Like, why? Having difficulty maneuvering around and zooming, it's because I'm not centered in the right place, I guess. So we have water. I don't actually want... Interesting. Mesh. Create collision shape. Create. See, that seems fine. And normal and good. But it also doesn't have the modifier on it. So again, I don't know, maybe I just need to let's save this. Let's go back here. If I apply all and save this as is and re-import. And then we go to mesh and create collision shape and we do this. Nope, still doing whatever this is. It's pretty weird. So if I manually create a collision shape 3D, oh, there's a world boundary shape. That's interesting. I should look at doing that. Convex or concave? Concave. And I open this, and is there... edit? That's probably just not the way to do that, right? To like manually set that type. Let's save that really quick, and we're gonna go look at some docs. Okay, Godot, collision shape, 3D. I also want to look at, well, no, because we undid the modifier, so I don't think it's anything to do with the modifier. In fact, I'm gonna undo the application of the multi-res modifier, because that doesn't have anything to do with it. It's just the normal mesh at that point. Huh. Yeah. Can we switch to 4.4? Which is the version that we are currently on. Okay, so define the shape of physics body 3D by adding one or more collision shape 3Ds as direct child nodes. So there are primitive collision shape types that we don't necessarily want, especially as we get some more complex terrain. And then convex collision shapes. So you can generate them. That's what we're trying to do by selecting a mesh instance 3D and using the mesh menu. Is there a way to, like, it seems like the intent. Oh, automatically generate. This is maybe what I'm looking for. Godot supports importing 3D scenes. Import configuration. So this is importing a GLTF file. We are currently importing a Blender file. Shadow meshes. Interesting. Skins. Animation. Advanced import settings. Physics generate. Generates a physics body 3D parent node with collision shapes that are siblings to the mesh instance 3D node. If we did that though, we don't want that. We want, technically it doesn't matter. What options do we have here? Okay, so we can tell it to create static or dynamic or area, shape type. So what I was saying though about it not mattering, right? So if we, hold on. So first of all, I am going to delete this. Yep, I'm going to save this, and we are going to reload the current project. This is probably the first thing I should do when, oh, something weird has happened. Okay, so We are going to do a few things. One thing is we're going to move the enemy spawner into the new level, because otherwise, it's just going to be kind of living out there on its own. So we'll put this there. Where is our target? Is there a way to view? Can you? Oh, interesting. Sky color. Let's have a nice color here. Ground color. I guess that's fine. Cool. Add environment to scene. No, we don't need to do that. Is there a way to like show, like to have the editor view focus on this node? Because that'd be great. Show list, lock selected nodes, group, ruler mode, local space, snap. You'd think under view, but no. Okay. So where? Oh, it's right there. So there's our little guy. Somewhere there. We buried him. All right, he's back. We'll have him face that away. All right, so it's a start. It's a better start. At least it looks a little bit more interesting. We do need to go get some assets, so we can get like textures. We can get some tree models, those sorts of things, and we'll do that. I just want to get this working. So again, what I'm going to try to do is, so one thing is that we don't have to have this node be in this group. If we go here, and then we try to create collision shape, and then we can say sibling try mesh or whatever. Well, that did a thing. Oh, I see. Maybe it's expecting that the parent of the node is going to be a well, whatever. This worked. Anyway, however, whatever the case may be, that worked. Let's add a child node. We're going to add a static body 3D. We're going to move the collision shape into there. Then the static body, we will give navigation mesh source group. So if we've just run the game, the camera is not focused on anything helpful. But yeah, so the zombie made it across because of course it did. Because it just walked on the ground. Can we make the water not pathable? I don't know. Obviously, like I think probably not, but we can do the thing that I said, which was to add another static body 3D. This is going to be ground body. This will be water barrier. Why do I feel that's not how you spell barrier? It is. Okay. And then we can add a collision shape 3D. And we will move the barrier Okay, well anyway, we'll add a box shape. There we go. Ah. Okay, so we have a box. The box must be taller. Tall enough that it cannot be walked over. Back on the water barrier, we will add this to our group. So how I think this should work is that this will be taken into account by the navigation, the pathing, right? And because it's not too tall, can't be walked over, it will work. It will do the thing that I'm intending here by making a barrier that is not crossable. And this has to stick down. Okay, so if we do this, we might have to adjust this a little bit. There we go. It should keep zombies from crossing, and then we'll have to make a bridge. It did not stop. It did not stop zombies from crossing. Let's do a couple things. One, let's fix where the camera is in relation to things. Let's also rebake navigation mesh. Let's see, camera. Let's see, we want to change size to be more zoomed out. Something like that. Okay. Did the mesh? Okay, let's run. Start game. Okay. So interesting. One, I can't, no valid terrain support. Okay, things are broken. Why? I mean, on the plus side, on the plus side, the zombie is not crossing the river. Unfortunately, I've broken placement. Okay, those errors are normal, and those errors are normal, so I'm gonna ignore all that. But yeah, we can't place. Invalid terrain support. So where does that message come from? Invalid terrain support. Okay, because of this error, which happens when this turns false, which happens when the raycast is not colliding. What raycast? What the raycast? This no. Wherever it lives. It's in this scene here. So obstacle group is navigation mesh source group. Oh, I bet I know. So this ground body, no, yes, needs to have certain layers turned on, like the ground layer and this mask turned off. The water barrier I don't know that it needs. No, it definitely needs something. At least layer 1. Let's try this. Yeah, I can place... I can't place on water, but I can place on the ground. That's cool. I can place a turret. Aha, interesting. So it thought... Why does it... Maybe the barrier is too narrow. Like, it shouldn't try to... It shouldn't think... So, one, the reason this is like this is because when we baked the navigation mesh in main... Oh, now it worked. Okay. So that should... I think it didn't work the last time. And so when the zombie spawned, yeah, that's why the pathing is not happening immediately, because the baking didn't work. Which is why when I put the obstacle down, the turret down, it did repath. So the barrier does prevent the zombie from just walking through, but it doesn't affect pathing. Okay. So, is that because I don't have this? No, it's in the group. Maybe it's because it's not on layer 5. Let's go back to here and bake. Okay, that did something. I run the game now and start. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. And now we just need a bridge and trees. So let's go hunt some CC0 assets to tide us over. Also, there was some cool textures that we could grab. This one's nice. Could we? Does it make more sense to... Maybe it makes more sense to do it in Blender. I'm just going to download this. And we'll see what we can do with it. It'd be nice to have, you know, more interesting grass. But anyway, I was going to go over to open game art. And of course, I'm not logged in again. Let me take care of that really quick. The login on this page is kind of annoying. Alright, so we want to find some 3D art that is CC0, that is a bridge. So there's some landscape assets or modular terrain. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Like, this could be interesting. I want something that's more arched. This could be good. That could be good. Look at that. It is a model. It's one of those. One of these things is not like the other. But we could definitely, let me add to collection and favorites, and we'll grab this zip file as well. And the other thing we need to do is we need to find a tree. I think there's some really cool like plugins and stuff for like generating trees and that sort of thing, and we could do that. Okay, we're waiting for that search to go through. Do it. It's not doing it. Oh, I have killed open game art. Sorry about that. Okay, well, it's been another hour, so it's time for me to take a break. I'm going to do so. And when we return, we're going to plug in some free assets and see what we can do with that. So